there, groovy cats and chicks. It's me, Rock Savage. I'm back again with another cool episode of the Rock Savage Show, the official show of the Savage Film Group. Oh, and if you're wondering what this week's adult beverage is, that's a zombie. That's right, I mixed it myself. I call it the Savage Zombie because all the zombies are a little bit different wherever restaurants you go to serve them. And of course, I got it in my really cool tiki glass. So, very good tropical drink. I recommend you may drink two at the most, especially you ladies. You know what they say, take three and you're under the table, and take four and you're under the host. And that's pretty much what will happen to you. Anyway, I'm going to take a departure today. We're going to talk about, we usually talk about underground movies. And every chance we get, we piss on Hollywood a little because Hollywood deserves to be pissed on. But I decided that today, I am going to talk about books because a lot of great movies were based on books. And some books got adapted properly and some didn't. But it's also a lot of great writers who wrote books also wrote screenplays. And so I figured, maybe we should talk about manly books. Now, this isn't going to be... You remember that stupid show that Oprah Winfrey had? Remember Oprah Windbag? She had this stupid show, and she used to have Oprah's Books Club. And it was always the worst, most hideous, vomit-inducing books you could ever imagine. I mean, and she got... two of the books that were supposed to be nonfiction turned out to be bullshit. So, to her, she ain't too smart. The only thing, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't trust her opinion on anything except, she said, well, hey, let me tell you how you can have a successful talk show and get it on the network and make lots of money with it. I'd take her advice on that. On anything else, she sucks. Anyway, remember all those fake doctors she recommended? Like what was that guy, Dr. West, whose license was pulled and he was a quack plastic surgeon, and he had some guy's mom die on him. Oh well. Thank God I'm not a doctor. Anyway, got some great recommendations for you. I know that a lot of you guys out there, no, not just you guys, you chicks, because I know that we got a lot of hard-boiled chicks watching this show. And by the way, I appreciate it. I'm going to do another show dedicated to some of your email, which is just, I'm loving it. I'm getting a real rush out of it. You guys, though, need to buy more movies, really. But anyway, I'm loving it. I'm loving the email and stuff. So anyways, and actually somebody did say, well, what happened to the other manly pursuits? When are you going to show us how to mix a zombie or a martini? Okay, well, I've been showing you my martini last time, and this time I've got my zombie. I will do an episode where I mix manly drinks in my tiki bar. But right now, somebody actually said, maybe there should be a Savage Book Club. And I thought about it, and like I said, because there's a lot of great writers wrote for books and then they wrote for movies, why the hell not? So here's what we'll do. I was at PulpCon recently in New Jersey, and I scored some really cool books. And I recommend you going to conventions where they do have a lot of booksellers, or if you have a used bookstore, do patronize it as often as you can. I really despise the Kindle. I think it's a stupid invention. It's good if you're in the military because the military guys are constantly moving, and they can have their whole library in the Kindle. The problem with the Kindle is you really can't save it the hard copy. I would recommend you download audiobooks because you can put those on as many devices as you want, and even put it in hard copy, on CD-ROM, and it's yours to keep. Basically with the Kindle, I think you're just renting it. So I wouldn't recommend the Kindle. Here's another problem. Here's your Kindle. You drop your Kindle. Oh no, I dropped my $200 Kindle. It's broken. You drop your paperback book. I dropped my paperback book. Still works. No problem. So, yeah, you gotta be kind of stupid to have a Kindle, really. Unless, like I said, you travel a lot, you move a lot. I can understand that. You know, it's tough to carry all your stuff around constantly. But that's the only reason you should own one. So anyway, let's get started on some really cool books here that I've discovered. And I got one that's quite a shocker that I'm going to save for last, and it is a real book. I swear I'm not making it up. But first we're going to talk about this. This is called Big Game by Max Brand. Max Brand, for those of you who are familiar with this guy, first of all, I love the artwork on this book. Just the artwork is enough there. Max Brand does westerns. This is a private eye book. Already looked through it. Really a lot of great hard-boiled action. I highly recommend it. Good stuff. Here's an anthology of short private eye stories. It's called The Hard-Boiled Dicks. Okay, I know you're snickering. No, it's not dicks as in penises. It's dicks as in detectives. The hard-boiled dicks. The hard-boiled detectives. So get your mind out of the gutter. I know what you're thinking. I know. So this is really good. It's got a lot of great hard-boiled detective authors, and you should check this out. One of them is Lester Dent, who is responsible for the Doc Savage novels, and another one is Ernie Stanley Gardner, who did Perry Mason. He also had a hard-boiled private eye. Recommend this one. Okay, now we're going to go into really strange pulp territory. The Challengers of the Unknown. This is based on, believe it or not, on a very unusual and obscure DC comic book that was very well written. Now, the author of this, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right, Ram Goulart also wrote other books that are really high adventure, great stuff. He also was the go-to guy for adapting heroes from comics and magazines. He also did a few paperback books based on Vampirella. Anything that this guy writes, I really recommend. So this is good stuff here. We're going to go to Carter Brown. Carter Brown, a lot of people thought Carter Brown was a hard-boiled private eye. He's the author. He's got different characters in all his books, and the heroes are always hard-boiled. And I've read a few of his books, and I really like this guy, and I can't recommend him enough. And he's always got sexy women on the cover. And this is, he's had sexier covers than this. But I like the covers, too. And he's got one cover that's really naughty that I like. But the great stuff. The Carter Brown books, good stuff. I really like the covers on a lot of these books, especially when they have artwork like this, because it seems to be a lost art. They got a lot of crappy stuff, like they do a private eye book and they just got a picture of a gun on a table or a rose, and I'm like, what is that crap? It's no, you have to have dynamic greatness. Make me want to read that book. You know, you give me a boring cover, you know, or like this got an open file, or come on, do better than that. Look at this. It's got the heroes, it's got a monster lurking behind them, it's got the heroes all in their cool costumes ready for action. This one here has got a private eye punching out somebody in the face. This one here has a sexy girl there. Come on. And speaking of sexy girls, you see where this is going. Honey West. Honey West, for those of you who don't know Honey West, you know, there was a TV series called Honey West, and I think she was the first female private eye to appear on television. Also the first female private eye to appear in books. And she was, this is a pseudonym here, it was written by G.G. Flicking. Well, that really was a husband and wife team who wrote the Honey West books. And she was in books in the 50s before she got her own TV series. These are the second printings, and they have Anne Francis, and here's another copy of the book. Anne Francis was famous for playing the love interest in Forbidden Planet. and the famous science fiction movie with Robbie the Robot. And she's also Honey West. And I actually had the privilege of meeting her in person. She was a wonderful person, very talkative, loved to talk to the fans, and I have an autographed picture of her as Honey West. She was a terrific lady. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. But anyway, these books are great. The TV show was great. I highly recommend these. You know, they like I said, they talk a lot of crap about girl power. There was always girl power. It's just I don't know what's going on now that women think that they've been oppressed for years when they've in a civilized society, women always hold the cards. You know, they do because they got that sex appeal going on for them, and they know how to use it. Come on, how many times have us men been done stupid things? Women have gotten us to do stupid things for them. I know. Don't lie. You know you have. Anyway, now I have, and this is a recent book, and it has dynamic greatness, and it is truly bizarre. It's a horror novel, and I love private eye stuff. I love horror. I like a little bit of science fiction. Science fiction I like is Blood and Thunder. You know, I like mostly science fiction that's high adventure. Hardcore science fiction is okay, but you know what? Sometimes they predict things wrong, so and then it becomes useless. But high adventure science fiction is always great, and I like horror that's high adventure. Now, I'm not just to show you, I'm not making this up. Yeah, this book is called The Haunted Vagina. That's right, The Haunted Vagina. Let me read to you some of this, just to show you. You can order this online, by the way. I did not find this at PulpCon. It says it's difficult to love a woman whose vagina is a gateway to the world of the dead. Steve is madly in love with his eccentric girlfriend, Stacy. Unfortunately, their sex life has been suffering of late because Steve is worried about the odd noises that have been coming from Stacy's pubic region. She says that her vagina is haunted, and she doesn't think that's that big a deal. Really? You don't think that your vagina being haunted is that big a deal? You know, you need to see a gynecologist and an exorcist, okay? Or maybe a white witch, you know, of the right-hand path that set your vagina straight here. But anyway, let me continue. Steve, on the other hand, completely disagrees. Steve's a smart guy. When a living corpse climbs out of her during an awkward night of sex, you know, there's a lot of things that can make sex awkward, but nothing says awkward more than a rotting, decaying corpse coming out of your girlfriend's vagina. I think that's very awkward. I think it's time to go to the emergency room and have that checked out. Really? Anyway, Stacy learns that her vagina is actually a doorway to another world. Okay, well, that explains everything. No problem there, right? She persuades Steve to climb inside of her to explore this strange new place. Okay, what did I just say about good-looking babes getting men to do stupid things? This is one of them. Honey, could you please climb inside my vagina and explore the strange world that exists beyond my vagina lips? Really? I mean, really? Steve, don't do it! Oh, you know he's going to do it. If he doesn't do it, there won't be much of a book. So he's got to do it for the sake of the story. So she persuades Steve to climb inside of her to explore the strange new place. But once inside, Steve finds it is difficult to return. I knew it. I knew it! Especially once he meets an oddly attractive woman named Fig, who lives within the lonely, haunted world between Stacy's legs. I think that says it all. Now, I haven't read the book yet, but I can't read this at my day job because, well, just the title says it all. I wonder if Steve is going to stay there. I don't know. I'll definitely read the book. And I think this book is going to have to require more examination later. I will have to give it a full review. And I may have to give spoiler alerts for those of you who haven't read it. However, if you can't wait, order it online. And as far as these other books are concerned, you may want to do a search. There may be some independent people selling it in the Amazon marketplace. I don't know. Whatever. And by the way, if you want to help me keep this show going and you want us to keep making movies, because we're still doing our film about really strange places to visit on your vacation, which we're traveling to really unusual places. I don't want you just to send me just some money, even though that's really, I would appreciate that, but I want you to get something for your money. So go to www.savagefilmgroup.com and order a movie for yourself. You won't regret it. And right now, what I'm doing is I'm putting these cool Savage Film Group trading cards there. This one has the Maud Mutilator and Harry Gross in it, taking on the evil pharaoh. This one here, it has Harry and the Maud Mutilator up against the Goat Man. Highly recommend the movies. Whatever movie you get, I will be happy to put the trading cards in there. It's beautiful artwork. You can't go wrong. And we're going to have more trading cards coming up in the future. So I really highly recommend that. So anyway, nothing more to say. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers. And good health to you. Salud. And before I forget, I want you guys to have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Shut the hell up. Ah. We'll start over again. Have a happy Yule, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Holidays, and for those of you action aficionados who read The Destroyer, Merry Feast of the Pig. This is Rock Savage signing off. I want all my buddies and all my buddies and my fans and even my enemies to stay groovy. And I'll see you at the movies. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.